to be risky for the university students. It's also good to respect and cooperate with locals. There are bad elements, and they should always strive to keep good company. Street connect to this street, this road does this and this. These are risky reported place. You should be avoiding this and these times, and you should be handling yourself with great care here in the university. Now, counseling, orientation, and induction of new students should be through and thorough and involve everyone, including those who join campuses a little late. Now, there's counseling programs in universities. So the counseling programs should be done well in a detailed, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks counseling program, orientation for students, comrades joining, and even those even who come later days, they should be guided through. Now, the rising cases of rape in hostels, where especially the girl child stays in the hostel, there's been a rise in their rape. So, to among other things, students not being aware of their surroundings and not knowing their boundaries. Now, avoid unnecessary invitations to strangers' rooms. Yeah. Now, here you find that you're being invited for a party. There's a time they had party after party. Now, you're being invited to strangers' rooms. Maybe the third years, the 3 years, students who are done with their studies. Now, you being invited and you go to attend such parties. So this is where you're going to find that you're going to indulge yourself in drugs, in alcohol, and unhealthy relationships. Now, these are the causes. Now that you attended an invitation by a stranger, someone you don't know, and they're bringing you this invitation and you attend it, here you find there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's going to start unhealthy relationships. Now, you should be keen with those cases. On cases of students being attacked and even killed at night in various universities, you are advised that when students are alone, they should only use headphones in one ear to stay aware of their surroundings. Now, you find that the majority of the comrades and students in universities are put on their headphones, earphones, and earpads. Now, you are advised that use only one ear so that you can be able again to balance the other ear with the surrounding, so that if anything happens from the other side, you are able to notice and flee away for your safety. Now, do not walk along routes that are not well lit. Now, you find out that there are streets that don't have lights at the night. So you are advised not to walk alone in such streets where there is no lights. It's good to walk in a group in that routes. Now, always walk in groups and try to use well-traveled routes and avoid being alone with someone you don't know or trust. So those are some of the things that should be taken care of as you are going to find it. Now, it said if something is not urgent that requires studying or staying out late, students should avoid it and do it the next day. Now, if there's something that it's not compulsory or a must for you to do it in that late night hours, you are advised to leave it to the following morning when you can be able to take it. Now, this is a summary of the 10 points that we've discussed about that will help you to stay safe in a college or in a university. One, try to stick to well-traveled routes and avoid being alone or with someone you don't know or trust. That's point one, that try as much as possible to stick to the well-traveled routes. So those streets or those roads that are known, that have been used for a long time by other students. So be following through those routes. Don't go routes that are not well traveled. And two, lock doors and secure your belongings. Now make sure that every time when you are leaving your room or your house or hostel, make sure that you've locked it and you've kept your belongings safe. Number three, be aware of visitors to your hostels. So you should be very keen who comes to your hostel. at what time do they come, whom do they come with. So this one will keep you very, very safe as you see through your safety in university. And 4, have a plan if you go out. So you must have a plan that I'm going out this and this time to this and this place, and I'll be coming back at this and this time. So you should be having this time, you'll be going outside, you'll be going to be using this time, and you'll be doing it this and this and that. Report suspicious activity. So you must report, as we've said, and many others. Students are also advised to be respectful, cooperative, helpful, and to share responsibilities with their roommates. Now, this is what we find out in page 2 of the Daily Nation to the day morning, and we're going to see. Now, moving on to page 3, here we're seeing that there's a justice that's being denied. Now, here that even though my brothers tried to kill me, he didn't deserve death. Now, here we want to see that this someone whose brother wanted to kill him, but the mob justice came again and killed her. Now, this is Serin Wairimu, is 19 years old, wonders how long her guilt will be after her only brother was killed by neighbors. Now, this is talking about mob justice. We find out that we Kenyans and many others even, we love taking actions in our hands and doing mob justice, something that we've been discouraged many, many, many times to avoid as a country. So when you go to page 3, you're going to find out of those killings. You'll be reading in more details. Now, the government's plan here is saying that Kibera will no longer be a slum in 10 years, says President Ruto. You find out that the government has got the housing program, actually the one that they inherited from the previous government, of the 4 big agenda. First being for food security, second one about universal health, the third one being about housing and affordable housing, and the fourth one being about manufacturing. Now, here the government is talking about Kibera. We know that Kibera has been a slum for a long period, and the government is planning, or is being dedicated to make sure that Kibera will no longer be a slum in the next 10 years. As you can see, our president is telling us. I want to see, is this going to materialize at the end of the day? Is it going to be true? Does the government has enough funds to ensure that Kibera no longer remains being a slum? Does it have the necessary requirements that a government needs to do so as to avoid being to fulfill its promise? Now that promise that in the next 10 years that Kibera is no longer going to be a slum. Want to see this one and read a little bit about it. Now, there's a strong demand here that the president has given, that there's a big demand here. Now, the president has revealed the establishment of information and communication technology hubs in every ward to create jobs for the youth. Now, the president is giving promise that is going to inform, his government is going to form information communication and technology hubs in every ward to create youths for the job. We are going to see what will be happening. Now, our second agenda is to establish an ICT hub in every ward, and we want 300 to 500 youths to be employed. So Google, Intel, and Apple are looking for digital workers, and these workers will be Kenya's youth. The president explained that, saying that the president has revealed that several multinational technology companies have expressed strong demand for significant workforce, seeking close to 300,000 employees. We have been negotiating with many companies. I was in the US. We remember the president was in the US a few days ago. And I visited Google, Intel, Apple, and all these companies that are looking for employees. He further said that food production was a big challenge, as he acknowledged the criticism the government has faced in the past for organizing a national prayer day focused on the issue of praying for the government. Now, but revealed an encouraging plan for the future. One of the challenges we are facing is food production. People criticized us when we organized a national prayer day, but now we are planning to distribute 7 million units of fertilizer next year, a significant increase from the initial 4 million. Remember that the first year in government, the government was able to give out 4 million fertilizer units. Now the president is saying that they are now going to add from 4 million to 7 million. President Ruto emphasized the importance of unity, faith, and cooperation in achieving these ambitious goals. So his vision, he pointed out, was of a country where informal settlements are transformed, unemployment is reduced, and the future is filled with opportunity and prosperity for the government. Now, you'll be reading this and this, more of it, when you go to page 4, the Daily Nation this morning. Now, to page 5, we're talking about the Deputy President, Gachagua, is saying that coffee cartels are going to be tried to bribe me. So he's saying that the coffee cartels tried to bribe him. How can a deputy president be bribed? Or is it's possible? We live in a country where everything is going to be possible. Now, page 5 talks about deputy president. You can see him here. He's a truthful man. I'm very happy. Holding a small daughter here, with everyone happy around him. Now, he's saying that the cartels who have been dominating the coffee sector tried to corrupt him. Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua claimed that unscrupulous dealers in the coffee industry tried to bribe him so that he can go slow on reforms in the sector. So remember, the president, the deputy president, and the government are very, very dedicated to bring the reforms in the agriculture sector, especially that of the coffee section. Now, without substantiating the claim, Mr. Gachagua added that similar advances have been made towards Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi, but maintain that they will not be swayed. This now is bringing us a very good discussion. One, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya is telling us, or is telling Kenyans, that the cartels in the coffee sector can be corrupted. The CS for agriculture can be corrupted in other sectors. Then how safe are we as a country on corruption sector? How are we fighting corruption? Are we fighting to end and minimize corruption? Or we're giving it more and more time? Anyway, now say the cartels offered them millions of shillings, but they refurbed them, saying the job is the job is tough, but we will succeed. The journey to liberate the coffee farmer has reached a point of no reform, and we will make it. Now you see, the deputy president and the CS are being challenged, are being asked to be corrupted millions of money so as not to bring reform in the sector of coffee and agriculture at large. So you find now there are cartels here who don't mean business to Kenyans. There are cartels here who they want to take advantage of the government officials so as to continue taking advantage of the farmer, the ground. Now, the government is dedicated to bring a reform, and we want to see this reform coming through so that to avoid cases whereby the cartels want to waste the price of coffee, they don't want to improve the lives of these farmers who take more time in their farms to dig and to work in their farms so as to produce this coffee. And once they have produced it, these cartels pay low amount for this coffee that does not benefit the farmer at the end of the day, but they are able to spend millions to corrupt government officials so as not to bring reforms. So we're praying that the country will want to be very strict, and the leadership of the day is going to be very strict and not to accept this corruption so that the farmer at the end of the day can benefit. Now going down, we have not given up as reported by some media. These fellows are difficult, but I want to assure farmers that we will not relent, and we're asking them to be a little patient. So the DP also accused some officials in government of frustrating its efforts to dismantle cartels in the sector. The cartels have compromised some officers in government, but they will not succeed because President William Ruto and I would not be intimidated. We will deal with them, he said. The coffee reforms started in 2019, but were frustrated, and rules that were meant to strengthen the sector were suspended for a year. Now here the deputy president is saying that in as much the cartels are very difficult to handle, and some of government officials are partnering with them, they are not going to relent him together with our president to bring the reforms. Remember that the reforms started in the year 2019, but they have been delayed up to now, but the government is going to work with it. Now, we reinstated the rules which are meant to ensure the farmer benefits, and that is what they are fighting. But I want to tell farmers that we will succeed in this fight. So the deputy president was speaking at the Methodist Church in Kaelo, Igembe North, in Meru County, where he helped raise funds to build the church. So that's page 5 of the Daily Nation. If you go there, you are going to get that one. Now, page 6, you want to read about the ex-VC, former VC, who gets luxury holiday amid perks, has brought controversy. Now, here we're talking about university leadership, and today we've been talking about lives in universities. Now, Southeastern Kenya University, SEKU, has gifted outgoing VC Chancellor Geoffrey Mwanza Mruvi with a 5-day fully paid holiday to Zanzibar amid